to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie. I'm joined here with Darth Beaver. And we're definitely going to go ahead and dive into another week of Marvel Strike Force. Break down the hottest topic, I guess, in our opinions. And that's going to be the Death Scourge. So definitely going to jump deep into that, kind of see what Darth's experiences has been. Briefly talk about mine. I've only done one run, but kind of funny stories between my minions. We'll kind of discuss that. And also kind of talk about the Friday blog post. We'll kind of wrap things up, kind of talk about what to look for in the next coming days. So hopefully you guys are interested. Stay tuned to the conversation here, and we'll just definitely kind of go about it. So I have a lot of things here in front of me here that I'll try to jump into and not forget to discuss. But it should be interesting. Should be fun topics and conversations. So with that being said, let's introduce Darth. How are you doing, Darth?
Happy holidays.
Good, man. Happy holidays. We definitely are trying to round out our last bit of shopping here. So you just talked about how busy you are. So yeah, I'm definitely on the same boat here. I guess percentage-wise, I mean, are you about like 90% complete with your shopping? Where would you gauge yourself at?
I think my wife is a beast. She's a seasonal beast. So we have been finished with the shopping part. We just have to wrap everything. So it's like the purchasing is over. Now I have 10,000 gifts I have to wrap up nicely with bows and ribbons and stuff in
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. That's like the dreadful part, right? Especially if you get too many. It's fun getting all the gifts and you're like, you got everything. And
Yeah,
then at the last second, you're like, oh man, now we got to wrap all of this up.
that's right. I
Yeah.
told her just buy a bunch of gift bags.
I'm going to jump in. I'm going to talk about Cosmic Crucible. All right. So last week, talking about my matchup or potential could be matchup with Mr. Hargrave. And lo and behold, I got the matchup on first day, day one. And I didn't screenshot his defensive setup. I would say out of respect, but really I would have shared it out of just just to show you which I had to face. But yeah, it wasn't too tough. I think I did. I don't know if I shared it with you guys kind of briefly. I probably within Discord, just kind of introducing my matchup. But it wasn't too difficult of a team. But obviously what he did is I think his strategy is just keeping all strong offensive teams that he knows he can clear rooms with. Um, and that's basically what he did. I mean, he one shot every single one of my defensive teams, which kind of puts the pressure, right? I mean, it puts the pressure on me to kind of make sure that I'm just as clean and I can become more efficient. So that was at the demise, which I wasn't. So it was this particular room right here, his stage 4, in which he put a Axeman with Omega Red, and it's slightly like a curveball. It's not too big of a deal, but the core group of the Axemen within like Jubilee, Bishop, and Beast. I mean, they're the ones that just kind of wreck stuff, and I've seen a lot of variations of other two plug-in players around that team. But he did Omega Red. Um, so, anyways, I thought that this Wakandan team was gonna be good enough for it. I thought, and maybe I still
Hmm.
believe that they are. I mean, just on paper, what would you think, Darth? Did you think that I would have been able to match him up,
I would
or?
have said that should have been a clean victory.
Yeah, all right.
Maybe the Omega Red in there really threw some stuff out.
Well, that's the key point, and I do have video of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the video so we can take a look and see. Y'all can definitely chime in as far as what my downfall was. So
Sadly, Killmonger is really key.
that's what I was
He's
thinking too, like how
he's
important
much
he should have
better
been.
than Nakia. That's why I decided to bring him up and put the T4s in him.
Well, yeah, and I'm still learning the team, so I'm thinking Nakia here. I'm gonna land a disrupt. That was my goal. Put disrupt and then go away and start tacking on some others. And I think that's what bit me right here is that I didn't land a disrupt. And I was like, oh damn, I need to what I do. And I think I should have taken off the defensive up over here from Omega Red. And I think this is where my downfall was is I was so focused on Bishop.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you something now. As a guy that uses the crap out of this team, I would have focused on Omega Red with the secondary and used the special of 1 millimeter Black Panther. Because that would have left a bunch of defense downs, and he would have chained, and you would have started killing people on your next
Look
turns.
right there. I messed up on that chain. Instead of going towards Beast, the counter stopped her chain for Okoye. Anyways, but I got him off, and I was like, okay, well, cool, he's done. But I think it was just too late kind of to the points you make, because he still has his defensive up right there, Omega Red. And now I started to try to focus on him, but
I find that the only time I really like to open with BC's ultimate is against a Darkhold team, or if I feel that I really need the immunity, like right that second. I find that the more powerful opening move is his special, and trying to lead defense downs everywhere, and then your team, because it's so fast, will just start popping guys off as they go through.
well, yeah, I haven't been playing with this team particular too much. Just now, like on War, I've been kind of getting into them. But yeah, got Omega Red. He got me right there. Jubilee was the one that was standing in the way, and then Iceman stunned. So once Black Panther got stunned, it was pretty much game over.
And Dell's absolutely right. There's a big argument to be had over Killmonger instead of Nakia, because he comes out with big damage and does the big chains and does the out of turn damage when he gets defense up. I still like my Nakia better. Yeah. I think that's because I'm going out and I'm immediately trying to. I don't know. I guess my goal when I play with that team is to kill somebody on Black Panther's first turn, and she's super fast and she starts the old train going. A lot of times I find myself starting off with her basic, not even her special, because she removes positive effects on her basic.
Just chalk that up as an L for me. But yeah, other than that, I mean, how did you guys do? I guess with you, Darth, how did you deal with your new Masters League?
I went 2-1. I lost to a Super Turtle. It was one of those amazing things where he had everything on defense and then one-shot everything on my offense. Or, excuse me, he didn't one-shot it. He two-tapped. He showed me a new way to two-tap a Tangled Web team very nicely and efficiently.
Okay.
So, yeah, it wasn't too bad for my first day up with the big boys.
Okay. And how about you, Dale?
I surprisingly went 3-0 this week.
Oh, congrats.
Strong.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's transition to the big event. So the big thing that's going on right now within the game is this. It's the Death Scourge. So what's interesting about the Scourge here, and the whole talk about minions, truthfully, I want to start off with that. The whole minion discussion, I actually loved it. I love the aspect that they forced us to play the minions. I get this other side as far as like resources go, because it's just a resource management game. But it made just for interesting conversations, even within our team, even within the communities, as far as theory crafting and thinking about what you got to upgrade, who you're bringing in, kind of talk. That part of it, I enjoyed it. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll get resources, and it's a marathon. It always has been. So for me, I actually loved it. What was funny about it for me, though, personally, I went in on my first run. This is me trying to go on my second run right now. I haven't done it yet. My first run, I went in with the difficulty 8. And I don't know if there's a way I can show my scourges, but what I forgot to do, and I saw this public service announcement on Mobile Gamers, one of his morning shows, I don't know what, I guess the day after the Scourge launch, and it was about using the minion scourges. I didn't do that on my first run, and I was still able to clear it. So I was kind of proud of that. But now I'm going on the second run, and it is much easier. So again, that public service announcement is using these particular minion scourges is definitely going to help you out on those first 2 nodes. But I mean, starting off with you, Darth. I mean, what was your opinion about the minions? I mean, did you kind of get caught up in some frustration behind it, or I mean, I know you don't get as frustrated with hot topics or like what community gets outraged with, but I mean, did you enjoy the whole minion concept, or what was your thoughts behind that?
I did. I thought it was just fine. I didn't get my hair caught on fire or anything like that from it. I threw a few resources and a couple extra minions, I guess just for fun because I had them high red stars, and so I feel I may have wasted, but not much for me. A couple million gold, a few training mats, and a little bit of material, because I already had my Ravagers very high and I already had my Mercs relatively high. And I didn't put any more into any of them, and they've cleared it every time I've tried it, no problem, with the 5-pack. So I was thinking of you. How did Blade Master do?
Dude, he wrecks it. He's freaking, but he is super freaking spongy, man. I, I'm not stopping, dude. I'm still gonna go ahead and I might as well go all in. Is my thought process within this 7 red hand blade master. I mean, he is the damage dealer within the minions, and I ran out of T4s, and I think my whole priority order was all wrong. What I was doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish this off, but I'm in that resource, and here's kind of the flip side of it, right? Resource, you're spending resources on minions, and then now I don't have any T4s available for Archangel. So, um, yeah, that's kind of hilarious, right? I mean, I spend it on minions and not on the actual legendary character we're trying to get through this whole scourge. Um, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna jump over to you, Dell. I mean, what do you think about the minions? Who are you building up?
Did the Ravagers and, the Mercs.
Okay, yeah,
I probably have to do a little more investment, um, to where I wanna try. I think I wanna try what Purple Sticky did. I was watching his video this morning. He did a uh, 3.19 million run,
mm,
and I'm more worried about Mutant than anything.
yeah,
We
and I
had no issues on the difficulty 8 with the minions I have right now. Not all of them are 75 yet.
okay, yeah, no, and that's the main thing. I just kind of will kind of end on. The reason I brought up the whole minions is that at the end of the day, you seen some screenshots and different kind of mashups that you don't have to overly invest in the minion squad. I did it because I thought it was funny and fun, and just in preparation. That's just kind of what I personally do whenever I'm jumping into these type of scourges or dark dimension. I just want to kind of level out my team across the board with the 5. But I would say that definitely the core 3 within it that I've been seeing everywhere is going to be the Ravagers, and Stitcher is actually the MVP. Um, I think someone within our team was trying to look up his ISO, right? And it's definitely Striker. And I saw that on the MSF.gg, they kind of have his old trait as the healer, so you can't
Yeah,
trust that bot. Yeah, that bot was
yeah.
like
The
a healer.
problem is there's so much history on those characters. It's not necessarily going to give you what is accurate.
Exactly.
Reworked characters aren't accurate anymore. Brand new characters are usually pretty accurate, but
Yeah.
reworked characters are definitely not good.
Yeah, but yeah, that striker. I mean, he definitely can one shot. He takes off with the death proof, and then he kills him, and then yeah, the whole
Yes.
revive. Yeah, he wrecks it. For me personally, my blade master was wrecking it too with his striker. So when the ISO gets set up with Boomer, I'm able to kind of one shot some people with my hand blade master. Um, but yeah, and then I mean, I really like Merc Lieutenant, kind of filling in with the Ravagers because of that speed and that offensive up. So yeah. Anyways, oh, I don't know. That's a lot.
So
Enough with
Bruiser special to take off all of the buffs and the taunt off of a tank so that you could kill somebody else felt pretty important.
yeah. No,
Like I
exactly.
think that the kit worked a little bit better than even I thought it was going to. I find myself waiting for that Bruiser special to come along.
Kind of going back into it. Let's jump back into some information here that on your first run, Darth, there you are sitting up on top.
Yay.
And I think currently this is kind of where you're sitting at now. Is that
Yep, that
true?
was last night when somebody asked me. So now I'm at 625. Same score though.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think the top score is going to end up being like in the like I don't know. Like at the top I guess it's kind of hard to pose a question. For you, let me bring up the proper screen to properly ask the question. Realistically, I know obviously when I say like, hey, what are you trying to shoot for? You're always shooting the best that you can. But like, what is your realistic, optimistic kind of thing? Are you kind of gauging at the bare minimum to be top 1-2%? Or what are you shooting for,
I
Darth?
plan uh, I plan on getting 6 stars, so I plan on being the top 2,500.
Okay.
Like that's my goal, and I should be able to accomplish it. Is to be in the top 2,500.
Yeah, and I saw
Um,
was it you and Furyk? I think you were gauging like 3 mil. Is that where you feel like the safe spot is gonna be?
I'm trying a 3 mil run right now. I think that definitely 3 million would get me a 6 star. I think that the score I have right now may keep me a 6 star.
Yeah.
Um, because the people that are grinding at it have already begun grinding at it. Um, there's going to be very few people that are coming and do 2 runs at the end and do it nonchalantly that are going to get a better score than I am. So I think last time, I can't remember what the 6-star cutoff was, but I blew it away by tons of points. Because if you're getting up that high, it just seemed to be that the cutoff for me was like I got 669 last time, so I got top 750 for war. And so for this one, I'm literally just hoping to get top 2,500, but I'm gonna push, you know. So my 3.2 million or whatever score that I wound up for war got me top 750. So I'm hoping if I can push a 3 million score again, that I should be able to at least safely obtain my goal of a 6-star and stay under that 2,500.
Okay. I saw this little graphic right here as far as Scourges goes. It just kind of breaks down everything as far as on, point system and so forth. But the more interesting and more easier guide to look at as far as recommendations is actually what Rocket and Venora came up with, and I ran across this as well. Um, and then right here at the very bottom, it kind of talks about Scourges that they put on here, and of course it has those minion ones. But I don't know what the calculations of what these suggested Scourges point system wise does. But for you, Darth, I mean, like, where you at within your Scourges?
The run I completed that my score is set at is 307 Scourge points.
Okay, 307. Is there
And the
No, I was gonna say, is there any that particular that you would like avoid? Like, is there one that you're just like, would, as far as recommendations to myself or to Dell, like, would you be like, yeah, don't even try?
I don't personally like that zombification one at all.
Yeah, it's the one that
Um,
everyone is avoiding.
Okay.
I also personally, and I was doing this with the last Scourge, but I like to avoid the ones that add health to the other characters. So the 10, 20, and 40% health to the added characters, I usually just skip because, damn, if you don't kill their characters when you need to, you just mess your whole run up. And I found out that the added health to them was more detrimental to me than giving them more positive effects or giving myself more negative effects. There's some hard ones out there that are really hard to get around. So the strong opener, where on spawn enemies gain immunity, that's a really hard one, and that is the one that is going to made me have to change my strategy for 5 and 10, and might keep me from completing the run I'm on right now. Um, it's all nothing on there was felt as game breaking. You know, nothing seemed too scary. That zombification one was the one that I definitely kept my eye on. Even the one where they clear all negative effects and heal isn't too bad. But see, that's why I said I feel that I can get over some of those other scourges with the negative effects and the positive effects if I can just kill that character. And by adding a bunch of health, just makes it impossible for me to get through a node.
As we kind of wind down, I think the difficulty. I mean, Dell's already talked about the mutant. You're talking about the non-legendary mutant, Dell, is what's giving
Yeah.
you some trouble.
Well, like my problem is I've never really got my uncanny past level 75. And while trying to do even on difficulty 8 with just the minion scourges, trying to get the charges up on Cyclops and Storm, almost every time I tried that on node 2, they died. So I'm definitely worried on later runs of the mutant that I'm having big issues on that. My uncanny is not up for snuff.
I
So
will tell you,
probably.
Del, if you're looking to charge Beast or looking to charge Storm quicker and make her survive longer, take out that worthless limp noodle Cyclops and put Beast in next to her when you're charging her.
Good
She'll
idea.
she'll charge up she'll charge up twice as fast for her basics, and then you have the ability, especially with Scourge, and I found myself using her stun, and it's a 50% chance if Beast is there that her stun takes charges or doesn't. If she takes the charges, reset the node, and you can actually like handle nodes in that fashion if you get good stuns.
But then for you, Darth, this fifth one, is this one kind of tricky for you? Because I know you said that you used up your bionic Avengers already.
Yeah, when I did mine last night, like every other run except for this last one where they open with immunity, I would just take my Bionic Avengers or my Wakandan in there, and I would walk all over Node 5. No problem. Didn't seem to be an issue. I might have a little bit of health missing, but it wasn't any bit of a problem for me to go and get through the rest of Node 10 with my Bionic as well. With the Scourges I put on this time, I must have fought that battle 25 times, and I could not get past a certain spot where my team would just die. And very particularly for me, I wouldn't be able to kill their Ghost Spider in time, and then she would spread 10,000 negative effects from one of my characters to all of my characters, and then my characters would just melt down. Um, so I had to take in for my current run. I took in my Bionic. I was so frustrated. I was like, well, I got to do something. I got to get past this damn node. And so I tried the Bionic Avengers instead, and they actually did very well. Their damage without debuffs going down and things like that was very high. Deathlock in particular um, was mowing people over. But then again, it came down to that spot in Node 5 where the wave changes and the second wave gets all of this stuff, and they're messing with your turn meter between Thanos and Ebony Maw.
Yeah.
So it takes forever for you to get a turn, and my Bionic actually stood there through it all and soaked it all up and then killed everybody but one or two characters. And then I just came in with my Wakandans and cleaned up, in like one or two moves. So that's how I've done this, and now I'm sitting on Node 10 with just my War Dogs / Wakandans.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think I can do it. I was so close last night right before I quit that I think I can do it.
Okay, good. Hopefully you can, because I think what the theory on this last one is to still have enough of your bionics available to kind of take in them as like a tank team in the first go around, and then you clean up with the Wakandans.
That's the working theory, where if you can drop Rogue and get her to use her special and her ultimate, and then you just die, and then the Wakandans will come in and clear it up pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, the big thing off of the Scourge is being able to get Archangel to unlock, and then have them all set up with your Death Seed team. So I'm gonna bring up my Death Seed team here. I had the resources as far as like I didn't zombie Iron Man. I didn't get him up to 15, so I was able to save that and use it towards, or give him to 16. I was able to use it over here for Archangel. So I just got him up here. What I've been running short on is gold, because I was using that all on my minions. So I'm really out of
Yeah.
resources. I'm out of gold. I'm out of T4s. Like, oh man, it's hilarious, but it's whatever. I'm having fun with it. Um, so anyways, I got him up, and then yeah, so I've been able to go ahead and start testing them right away. Just the way our raid timing has been here. So today, hopefully, if no one's jumped into it, we'll give it a little shot at where we at difficulty 3. And I am on the mutant section last night. I kind of opened up, stopped right there. So here we are. We're on the boss node. This is going to be my second attempt using this team. And I'm still trying to figure them out. I don't know if I should heal them up or not. Should I? Should I not? I don't know. I'm not going to do it. Let's just go. I didn't even break down the ISOs yet. We'll do that after the video. Or after this match. Not after the video, but we'll do it after this battle here. Because it's kind of interesting as far as on what to do with Archangel. As far as I chose Raider, but it should be Striker. I should like switch him back to like blue level 3 Striker, but right now he's on Raider. All right, so, and even on this I have Magneto as Raider, and it's just a kit because it gives health. Archangel, if you land crits, I kind of like it, and I'm gonna stick with it because with raids I kind of like having healers going on, especially I didn't even heal up here, right? Let's see who we're gonna go after. So he's blinded. She's a problem. And plus the vulnerables. Then I got then I got stacks on vulnerable. So when I got the damage, there's like an extra 20% damage output.
Oh, yeah, you'll time out if you don't hustle up.
Oh yeah, my bad. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll clean that up later then. But yeah, that's the team is bonkers right now on raids. So it's definitely gonna make things life easier for us. Now we can start pushing as an alliance. That's gonna help us start getting to the next unlocks on the difficulty levels. we'll start talking about it a little bit as far as on when. I don't know if this Sunday would have been too early for us, but we'll talk about that later. Oh yeah, I wanted to jump into the whole ISOs. So I think the whole theory, the real smart play off of it, as you're starting to kind of figure out like what do you want to do, is just not do what I did. I went already on ISO level 4 for Archangel with the Raider. Um, Personal reason why off of it is because currently none of my horsemen they're all striker. They're all striker.
Yes.
And I figured I needed someone to land some vulnerables out on the field. But again, what if what if what's his name? I already forgot his name.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Yeah, what if he's a skirmisher, right? What if they're all like skirmisher striker combinations? I just thought about that. I was like, well, shit, why did I do that? So I don't know, but I'm happy with it. I mean, because his kit overall, when he does the crit, he gets some health and some other kind of aspects behind it. And right now, as you can see, it still worked for me. But they even go more bonkers when you do have the striker trait across the board. So do as you choose. Those are just kind of like potato stuff in my opinion. When it's always hard for me to answer a question like what's the right ISO to use. It just depends on how your usage is with the team. The last question I have off of this particular team with Archangel coming out, as far as black, what is it? The black promos or dark promos? What do you put him on priority, Darth? As you've been kind of now testing him on your own raid, would you choose to use those dark promos for him over the other horseman traits? Like, what would you? If there was like a priority order for those that have been hanging on to all of their dark promos. And I'm trying to bring up the whole team here. If we bring up the horsemen, like, where would you put those red stars towards?
He's so new and everything. I'm gonna put him to 5 personally, and I'm gonna leave him there. But and that's because I have 5 on the other two and a 7 on Morgan Le Fay. Um, I think that I think that the order of most important to get your red stars on is Morgan Le Fay, Red Hulk, Rogue, and then Archangel right now.
Okay.
Actually,
And maybe that's
so that's my question. Do you think Morgan's still worth doing 7?
man. It's hard to
I-
say now. I think it was for me at the time, and the months since I've done it has earned me enough power cores from Arena that it made it worth my investiture. Um, but I don't know if I'd bring her to 7 anymore. I would like to have a 6 Red Hulk, and I don't, and I'm not going to for a while. And it's just one of those. This is one of the few things I have to swallow up and accept that I can't have.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was curious about. So I'm almost up to 45. So I was curious if she's still worth doing.
if it was mine right now, I would get him. I would get Red Hulk to 6 instead. I think. But see, that's the thing about doing it 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I don't even use her in arena anymore, and I'm generally staying in the top 10.
Yeah, and so and that's just it. It's not. It's she's not such an anomaly to see her at 7 red stars. And if you're doing fine in your arena, and actually, yeah, like you said, I don't use her in my arena teams at all anymore either. So she's a top character on one of the best teams in the game. Uh, She's a pain. So, but I mean, at 6, she's going to be fine. If it was me, and if you're asking me that advice, I would say probably don't put her to 7 to get your Red Hulk up to 6 red stars instead.
Yeah, I always think about Red Hawk, but yeah, I was thinking about not doing the 7 anymore.
Yeah, I'm definitely focused on Red Hulk first. That's the red as far as red stars priority. That's who I would choose currently. Um, I wouldn't put 7 on them yet, just so I can distribute it kind of across the board as far as getting everybody up towards 6. But I haven't used any of those promos because I'm waiting for the second run. I kind of have, I didn't go all in as far as aggressively on it, but the second go around, I'm hoping on those rewards to kind of bump up the star levels for me. And then from there, if I gotta purchase it up to 6 or whatever, then I'll do that. And but yeah, it feels like these last two is more like the 5, but like I think Morgan's definitely worth the 6. As is like a 1A 1B behind Red Hulk. I feel like her, like for me personally, I would still the way I think Archangel would be like my third person right after that. That's who I would lead in towards, and I would still kind of put Rogue because I just feel like her kit is a little bit different as far as just The power level, I don't need her too much. And maybe it's because she's slow or something. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like for me, I'm like, I kind of hold off on that. But anyways,
Usually the things I say to do are the things that I have done.
yeah.
And so what I will say is instead of prioritizing a 6-star on any of my horsemen, I have prioritized Zombie Iron Man.
Mm.
So I have him to 3 red already, and I want to spend and get him to the 4th red.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I don't know if he'll get there before, but I've got enough credits to get Archangel to 5, which is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else after that's kind of gravy.
Yeah.
So it's one of those do as I say, not as I do for the wiseness of your account. It's probably not, the red stars in the gear isn't necessary on Zombie Iron Man. But that's why my Archangel is only 15 and not 16 because of Zombie Iron Man. And that's why my Hulk is not 6 red stars yet because of Zombie Iron Man.
Yeah.
Have fun with your game is the lesson to that. Do what makes you happy.
Exactly. Yep. And then since I have these, I'll just kind of share. So there's the Dorky Dads graphic on Archangel as far as the recommendations there. There's Striker. Here's this other collaboration that someone did with Snowy Minerva, GNC Boy, and Dodds. I think it's how I can read it. It's not small, but yeah, there's all the Strikers recommendation for the Death Seed team with skirmish on Dark Beast. And there's another infographic as they are starting to leak and roll out. So I just wanted to share that for those that took the time in doing it. But let's start wrapping it up. We're going to jump into the blog post here. Yeah, here it is. So I'm going to go through real short. I know this is a lengthy video here all about the Scourge. And I was also kind of playing some videos, which made it longer as far as the attack battles. But let's hit on the key points. What we got rolling out on Monday, it's the Guardian event. Now, I guess question for you guys. Have y'all seen that Guardian on Disney Plus? That Christmas, I don't know what the official title is, but it's like the Christmas special of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cute. It was funny. So
That's hilarious.
I liked it. So that's a must see if y'all haven't watched it. So I kind of think that whole thing was inspired within this event, which even Drax Sweater, which is on that episode, comes as a new costume here, and then of course Groot with this Christmas tree kind of thing. But really, the key points off of it is it's its own little separate thing. I mean, you got to get your Guardian levels up, and what's crazy about it is on the difficulty level. Is their recommendations is having the characters at 85 plus gear tier 14. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm done spending my resources, so I'm not even focused on that. I'm just gonna play and see what I can do currently with my roster.
It should be
Quiet
too
Millions
bad
game
for
ready.
us. I mean, because I know
Yours?
all of us have maxed out that one event
No war
with
heist.
the war heist. Yeah.
If
And
not,
then you can also you can also use Gamora. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say
And
Mookie will be fine because he has completed the last level of Nowhere Heist.
Yeah. So I
yeah,
got them at 80. The only one that's kind of behind is Drax and Mantis, the two key characters of that show.
Hmm.
So obviously, yeah, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm resourced out.
I was sort of hoping the rework was gonna happen for them, but it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah,
Right, good
Guardians
movie.
30 is next year, so we should definitely have a rework for Guardians 30.
it feels
Then
that
it'll
way.
finally be worth it for me to level up Star Lord and Rocket.
Yeah. So we got that. Now that's being rolled out again on Monday, right tomorrow, and then the following day on Tuesday is when it jumps into the Nemesis campaign event, which are calling it Harbinger of the End. Now that one, when this event comes out, there's always going to be like these other caveats of other micro events going on within the Festival of Frost event. And the only thing I would say off of it is that, I mean, we already know how the campaign event works, right? So you kind of go through your nodes there, get up to the highest difficulty, and then just start resetting it and auto playing it if you have a strong enough team. But to go with, it's just campaign nodes. But this particular Festival of Frost event, the one part of it is the spinning gold and opening those orbs that you get from the Nimbus campaign. And I'm not chasing these leaderboards, but that's kind of been the custom here in order for those that are going to lock the big, what is it, level 5 ions or something like that. I think is where the leaderboard is like battling for. But But yeah, so that's interesting. Again, I have no gold, I have no interest. I'm not chasing anything. The second part is the blitz. So then you're going to be blitzing with that chosen trait, which is what's used for the Nemesis campaign. So the chosen trait characters are going to be the key ones that you kind of bump up your score on the 2-day blitz milestone that repeats twice. And then on the back end is on the website of things. So on the web store or the web milestone section of it, as you spend your campaign energy, you can unlock some additional rewards there, which is like one. It looks like it's just one milestone reward to get one orb. But anyways, but this is the one that kind of makes my butt itch. It's that coordinated assault. Um, I mean, it's not like it's bad, but it just feels bad as far as trying to rally up the troops and remind them about spinning ISOs and kind of forcing people out of comfort zones. It really is what it is. So that's the one. This is the second one of the month of December. And that rolls out on the 23rd. So one of the things that Darth started doing and recommending to us, and I'm kind of relaying the message now, is just start saving up on those ISO energies. So as you go through today, tomorrow, all the way up and through Friday, don't worry about using that ISO energy. That's just like a freebie. Just kind of hoard it. And it's just crazy, right? How at the end of the day, how much we're hoarding stuff. But that's a separate topic. And we'll round it off with just yeah. I mean, in the Rumble Blitz is going on over here. I forgot. I don't know what team it is, but anyways, I mean, it's nothing big. But that's about it. I mean, anything else within the blog post that y'all wanted to highlight, or I guess what I'll end the show with, and not that I have mobile gamers, free rewards if you like this video, but I don't have I don't have the screenshot. But what I wanted to end it off with is just kind of two things. One, on the rumor side of things, I think what's going to happen within this week is what I've been seeing on the data mines is that U.S. Agent should be coming out this week for those that are interested on new characters coming up, like who's next. So U.S. Agent appears to be the one that's on deck. His release method is a milestone event, is what I've been reading within those data mines. So be ready for him. And the second thing to kind of wrap up with is that, well, just enjoy your Christmas. Just like Zumi said, I haven't chimed in on Zumi on Twitch, but yeah, enjoy y'all's Christmas. Christmas is next Sunday, so we will not be doing the show. Spend time with your family, friends, and just enjoy yourselves. So, early Merry Christmas to you, Dell. Early Merry Christmas to you, Darth. I appreciate you guys jumping in and doing this with me. So that way I don't feel like I'm too solo here. But I do enjoy our conversations, and thank you guys for doing this. Thank you for those that are watching in, even through the hiccup I had last week. But I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all enjoy your holidays. And till then, we'll see you on the following Sunday for another episode of this Damage Control. All right.
All right, next year, people. Next year.
Next year. I guess. All right. Bye-bye.